All right, so this is elimination method. Here's how we do elimination. So we have both equations in standard form. Then we find the opposite coefficient of one of the variables, x or y. And then we need to add equations to eliminate the variable. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Solve for one variable and plug it back in. It's a lot of steps. Let's just do it. So let me explain what we need to do. What I need you guys to find is, first we need to see is that we always need to line up the x's, the y's, and the constants, just like we have here, right? The x's are aligned on top of each other, so are the y's, and so are the x's. We always need to do that. That's step one. Then what we need to do is we need to figure out, we need to have we need to find an x or a y that have a matching number in front, meaning if this is an x with a 7, I need this 3 to be a 7x as well, or some number that's matching in front. We need to have the same number but opposite signs so we can cancel them out. So let's say, I think the easiest one to do is this right here, okay? I know that this 4y can be a 8y and a negative 8y by multiplying this. So what I want to do is I want to change this 4y to be an 8y. Here's how we do that. I multiply this side times 2, and this side, actually negative 2. You'll see why in a minute. We multiply this times a negative 2 on both sides. Here's what happens. My equation changes. I'm going to write my new equation down here. What do I have? So negative 2 times 3x is a negative 6x, okay? Negative 2 times a 4y is a negative 8y, equal to the negative 2 times 6 is a negative 12. Now, here is why we did that. Here's why we did that. I'm gonna draw my line across, and we're adding. The reason why I did that is because, look, I want you to notice right here. This is a positive 8y and a negative 8y. This right here, they cancel out each other. That's what we want. We want to cancel out a variable so that we only have one variable that we're working with. So it doesn't matter if you do the x's first or the y's. We just need to do one of them. So now that I have a positive 8y and a negative 8y, when I add them straight down, right? I'm adding these straight down. This is just going to be 0. It just goes away. Cancel. I actually don't even have to write it. But let's add this right here. What is 7x plus a negative 6x? So we're just going to add them. That's just going to become positive x, right? So we have x plus 0 equals, what is 10 plus a negative 12? That's a negative 2. So if I was to rewrite this, we actually didn't have to write this right here. This is just x equals negative 2. Okay, so I found my x value for my solution right now. I found my x value. So I know that my solution is going to be when it's x comma y, right? X comma y, I know that my x value is a negative 2. To find out my y value, all I do is plug in this negative 2 into this equation here or this equation here, and then I solve for y. It's super easy. So let's say I'm going to take 7x plus 8y equals 10. Okay? Now we know my x value is what? It's negative 2. So now I'm going to substitute that negative 2 for this x. So now it's actually going to be 7 times a negative 2 plus 8y equals 10. So let's go ahead and solve this real quick, and then I'll get my y value. I need to solve for y, right? So I need to get this y by itself right here. So first, 7 times a negative 2 is a negative 14 plus 8y equals 10. And then I need to do inverse operation, right? Because I need to do plus 14 here, plus 14 here. And then what do I have left? 8y is on this side because that cancels out. What is 10 plus 14? That is a 24. And then I need to divide both sides by 8, divide by 8. What do I have here? Y is equal to 3. All right, we got my answer. We have my solution. That value goes right here. And that is the elimination method. We'll do one more example, okay? All right, so here we go. We have my two equations. They're already in standard form. Again, my goal is to figure out, look, first of all, we need to line up my x's and my y's. Those are all lined up, and my constants are lined up. Cool. That's the first step. Second step is to figure out which of these is going to be the easiest to cancel out, the x's or the y's. It doesn't really matter what you want. Look, here's what I'm going to do. I want to make, let's say if I want to cancel out these x's, what I need to have is I need to have a 5 in front of it. I need to have a negative 5 because this is a positive 5. So if I want this number right here to be a negative 5 so that I can cancel out my x's, what I need to do is multiply this whole top equation by a negative 5, right? Multiply by a negative 5, but what I do to one side, I need to do to the other side. All right, so let's see what this new equation looks like right down here. Negative 5 times x is a negative 5x. Negative 5 times a positive y is a negative 5y equals then negative 5 times 3 is times a negative 3 is a positive 15. All right, draw my line across because we're always adding. I'm going to add straight down. What is 5x plus a negative 5x? Well, that cancels out. That's just 0. That goes away. Cool. That's what we wanted. All right, then I have to add negative 2y plus a negative 5y. All right, so a negative plus a negative is just a bigger negative. So this is just going to be a negative 7y equals, okay, so what is a negative 50 plus 15? That is going to be 35, but it's going to be a negative 35. Again, we're solving for one letter, right? We're solving for x or y first. We take that number, we take that letter, and we plug it back into another one. So I'm almost done here. I need to divide to get my y by itself. So divide by negative 7, divide by negative 7. All right, y is equal to a positive, right? Because a negative divided by a negative makes a positive. A positive, oops, sorry guys, 5. All right, so I know my solution, right? My solution is going to be x comma y. I know my y value is already 5. I got to figure out what's my x value. Now, how do I take that? I take it, I plug it into one of these equations, and then I solve. So let's see, let's do it real quick. I'm just going to take this top one right here. X plus y equals negative 3. All right, plug this 5 into here. Bam. So we know it's not y anymore, it's a 5. So it's x plus 5 equals a negative 3. Now, this right here is just going to stay positive 5, right? Yes. So if I was to rewrite this, I'm just going to, because I have this, I'm just going to delete it because I know it's going to be 5. I want to solve for x, so I'm going to subtract 5 here, subtract 5 here, right? Once I do that, what do I have? I have x equals negative 8, and I'm done. So that is the elimination method, and the previous video was a substitution method. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.